Dang. Alright. This is weird for me. I'm not used to talking to the camera, just me, but it's my first podcast, and you see the title of the video. Basically, what I'm gonna be talking about is 10 things that I've learned in my 21 years of life. I'm out of breath because I just came up the stairs, but I will be drinking during this podcast a little bit. So you gonna see me, you gonna see me sip from the cup. I'm not 21 yet. Don't tell nobody. All right, cool. But yeah, so this is my first podcast episode. I've never done this before, but I've been wanting to for a while now, and I thought today was the perfect day. My birthday is on the 9th, so February 9th. I should be 21 by the time you're seeing this. And yeah, I thought it'd be cool to make a video about the things that I learned for my future kids, down the line. Something that they could look at, learn from. So I'm talking to y'all, and hopefully, maybe you're 16 watching this, maybe you're 35 watching this. Hopefully, I'm not a philosopher or nothing, but hopefully I can teach you something as well. Alright, so the first thing I want to touch on, lesson number 1, would be listen to your inner voice. And when I say your inner voice, I'm not talking about the doubtful one. I feel like we all have, the doubtful inner voice that is constantly, oh, am I good enough? And, overthinking everything. That's not the voice I'm talking about. I'm talking about the voice that knows right from wrong. I feel like we've all reached like a time in our life where there was maybe a fork in the road where we could go this way or we could go that way. And it seems to me, at least in my experience, and hopefully you could relate, but that one of the choices, always something about one of those choices, and it could be multiple, it could be more than 2 choices, but something about one of those choices doesn't sit right. Like it doesn't feel right. So yeah, just listening to your inner voice, listening to your gut, and some things that I do, right, to like practice this is, it could be something as little as, it's 12, I try to go to sleep at 12:30 a.m., right? Try not to stay up past that. Some days I do, and but I try to stick to falling asleep before 12:30. I ask myself, I'll be like, would it be helpful to go to sleep right now? And I listen to that inner voice. If the inner voice says yes, which every time I ask that question it says yes, I listen. I don't negotiate with my inner voice. And mind you, I'm human. There are times where maybe I don't listen, but the whole point is to, stay on that track. Don't beat yourself up for, messing up sometimes, because I've done that too. You start ruminating on, I'm not, well, I'm not following what I said I was gonna do, and that happens sometimes. We're human, we're imperfect, and sometimes we're gonna fall off the horse. You just gotta get back on, get back in that routine, and keep pushing, keep going. So yeah, that's my first lesson. My second lesson is to read and journal. I would say I really started getting back into reading and journaling. Like I try to read every day. I journal every day. I don't miss 2 days in a row of journaling. That's my rule with myself. I don't miss 2 in a row. If I miss 1, okay, but I'm writing the next day, and I'm writing about, the day that I missed. But yeah, it's just reading and journaling. Like read about, and I'm not talking about just fiction. I'm talking about books like a book I'm reading right now is The 4 Agreements. What's another book I'm reading? Never Split the Difference. Books like, Meditations. Meditations is probably one of my favorite books right now. My favorite book of all time is Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. It's like a book about his life. So yeah, I would say read and journal, and take passages from what you read and write about it. What do you think about it? Like I don't just like journaling about, what I did in the day. I do that, but I like journaling and writing about ideas. Yeah, just certain things that stick out to me about something I read or something I hear on a podcast. Like, that's what I enjoy to journal about, but do whatever suits you. Here's the thing that I wrote about journaling in my journal. I said journaling relates to photography, videography, and the act of capturing a memory, but instead of being left with a picture or a video, you are left with a snapshot of your thoughts at a specific moment in time. I don't know about you, I think that's hella cool, bro. Like, I think sometimes we'll think back to a time in our lives, say it could be 2 months ago, 3 months ago, maybe it's a few years ago, and we have distortions about how we felt at that time, right? This happened recently to me where I was going through a little rut, and I was like, dang, bro, like I felt good 2 months ago, like what's going on? Like, why am I feeling this way? And then I went back in my journal and read, and I was like, no, I was going through a lot of the same stuff, you know, like, and that's fine. It's fine to go through things, and to journal about them has helped me so much, because in a way you get to say your emotions are this, you know what I'm saying? Say your emotions are this. You get to, instead of them being up here in your head, you get to put them like this, right? You get to put them on the paper, you get to look at them from a third person point of view, and you get to analyze, okay, this is what I'm feeling, why am I feeling that way? Okay, maybe it's this, and this, or maybe it's this, what happened in my childhood, or maybe it's, you know, something I went through in high school or in college. Or you get to see your emotions, your thoughts kind of at a distance. And for me, it makes things feel not as big, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes I feel like when we're in our head, things feel bigger than what they are, right? So taking a step back, okay, you know, this is what I'm feeling. All right, interesting. Like, why am I feeling that way? That's so helpful, bro. Like, that is so, I think it's such a good skill to have, right? So that would be my second lesson. Read and journal. Journal about your thoughts. Journal about your life. Document your life. It's just fire, bro. It's just fire. Think about being 50, right? And I started journaling when I was 18, but I've been journaling really consistently for the last 5 or 6 months or so. 6 months. So think about when I'm 50 and I have a journal of every single year of my thoughts, recorded thoughts, things that I did every day, people I spoke to, ideas that I had or ideas that I found interesting. Think about me having documentation from 20 years old all the way up until I'm 50. Start journaling. Lesson number 3. If something doesn't feel right, you are in misalignment with your soul, and therefore in misalignment with God. So I don't know if you believe in God or not. I do. I don't necessarily think it matters if you do or if you don't. I personally would say try to find your relationship with God, try to build your relationship with God, and yeah, just find that, right? Find that spirituality, right? I believe we're spiritual, energetic beings. So I would say I would never force that on anybody. I feel like that's something, you know, that's your own journey. But I believe in God, right? So these are things that I have learned. Okay, things I have learned. So I would define God as an energetic intelligence, right? So not a person, and I might say him or, you know, he, but I feel like that's just because of how culture has viewed religion, right? But I don't see God as a person. I see God as energetic intelligence, right? So if we extrapolate and we look at the earth, the universe, everything is energy, right? So if I see God as energy, then God is everywhere. God is everything. God is in us. God is in the air. God is in nature, you know, trees, ocean, the moon, everything. God is everything, right? So if God is everything, and I have a soul, and my soul is energy and aura, then my soul is God. So this also goes back to lesson number 1 of listen to your inner voice. If what I believe to be my inner voice is my soul, then my inner voice is God. That is God speaking to me, right? So if you're in misalignment with your soul, that means that you're in misalignment with God. You're not walking with God. So for me, and things have happened to me recently where it just didn't feel right. It just didn't. And I'm gonna do this because I feel like this is centered, right? This is my soul. Is when I'm right here, is when I'm with my soul, and when I'm with God, when I'm walking with God. So if I feel like I'm not here, you know, for whatever reason, it could be a situation, it could be a person that's in my life, it could be how somebody's speaking to me, how I'm speaking to somebody, how I'm mistrusting, or I'm untrusting of somebody, or I'm not being trustworthy to somebody, right? These are all things that are misaligned with our souls. So when you feel that misalignment, you have to do something about it, right? Because if you don't, then you're gonna feel lost. I think that's how people feel lost. And I think people know subconsciously that they're not going down the right path, and that's when you're not listening to your soul. That's when you feel like you're going astray. That's when you feel like you're not going down the right path. So whenever you feel like you're in misalignment, whether it's with a person, a place, a thing, you need to address that as soon as possible, as soon as you can, if you want to get back centered, if you want to feel, you know, if you want to find yourself again. Your soul is you. You know what I'm saying? Like when I had this thought recently of my dad passing away, right? And how I don't love him because of his body, right? Our bodies are like t-shirts. You know, when we die, our bodies are going to be right there. I forget what it's called, open casket. And I'll be looking at my dad, right? I thought about this. I'll be looking at my dad, but that's not my dad. My dad is his soul. My mom is her soul. So just think about what it means to love somebody. You know, it's not the t-shirt, it's the soul. And yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's my first time doing this. Bear with me, you know what I'm saying? Bear with me. Lesson number 4. Follows up, you know what I'm saying? Follows up, okay. The hard decision and the right decision are almost always the same. This is a quote from James Sexton. I'm currently reading his book. It's a great book. I recommend it. It's called How to Stay in Love. He's a divorce attorney. And he talks about, you know, tips, tricks, whatever, of how to stay in love. It's like a guide almost. It's fire. You should, you know what I'm saying? If you want to start your reading journey, you can start with that. It's an amazing book. So I've had to deal with this, right? I've had to deal with this, and I think we've all had to deal with this. I think this also goes into lesson number 3, sort of, kinda, is the longer it takes you to make a decision, the more difficult it becomes to make. There is no right time to make a decision. There's been times in my life where I knew what I needed to do and I couldn't bring myself to do it, right? I knew what I needed to do and I couldn't bring myself to do it. I heard the inner voice and I didn't listen to it. And I feel like what happens when you take the easy route over and over again, you are prolonging a decision that you know needs to be made. 1, that's stressful, but 2, you lose respect for yourself and you lose trust in yourself. I think part of the reason why I didn't make a certain decision sooner, right, in my life, was because I didn't trust the unknown. I didn't trust, I don't know what that's gonna look like. I don't know what that's gonna feel like. There was fear there, right? And eventually that decision was made for me. And I feel like because of that, life was made a lot more difficult, right, for me. So I would say, yeah, if you know you have to make a decision, make the decision. Do it now. Not only does this make things easier, right? Because the easiest it's going to be is right now to make the decision. So not only is it going to make things easier, you're going to build trust with yourself. You're going to build respect for yourself. And that's the most important thing, right? I feel you can't love yourself if you don't respect yourself. You don't trust yourself. So I think that comes first. And yeah, so if you got a decision that you got to make the decision. Stop waiting. What you doing? Make the decision. Make the decision. You know what I'm saying? Stop waiting, bro. Do the thing. Girl, do the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to make the decision. So, what we doing? Make the decision. All right. Take a little drink. Take a little drink. Lesson number 5. Know your constitution. Everyone has a constitution, but not everyone knows what theirs is. Ask yourself what you value. Things you do and things you absolutely will not do, and stick to it. This is your constitution. If changes need to be made to your constitution, make them. So my top 3, this is in order, right? Respect, trust, loyalty, right? So those are like the pillars of my constitution. Now a bunch of things fall under that, but how I like to maneuver about the world: respect, trust, loyalty to the people I care about, right? That means that when I'm looking for a friend, or when I'm looking at a possible friendship, I'm looking at those 3 things, right? And I have to live up to these 3 things. I can't just search for these 3 things in other places. Like, I have to be respectful, I need to be trustworthy, and I need to be loyal. So there have been times in my life where I have broken my own moral code, my own constitution. And what does that do? That breaks your soul. That you lose trust with yourself, you lose respect for yourself, because how are you going to have these rules for how other people are supposed to maneuver or navigate through your life, like in your life, right? People that you're letting in, if you're not following those rules. You're going to feel like a fraud, bro. You're going to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where that lost feeling comes back in. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? How am I treating people? How am I seeing the world? All these things intertwine, like all these things intertwine and connect. Yeah, just know, I would say know your constitution, live by it. Look, I feel like there's gonna be times where you do let yourself down, you break your constitution or whatever it is. And I'm gonna reiterate, it's like, we're human, you know? And as much as I would like to sit here and say, oh, I've never broken my own rules, I've never done this, I can't say that. I've broken my own rules. I've hurt people in ways that I can't take back. I've hurt myself through hurting other people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I am, but as long as you're aware of those things, as long as you know, like, hey, this is how I have to change, like, this is wrong, right? For me, this is wrong. This is not how I want to live my life. This is not how I want to navigate the world, navigate relationships. That's where growth starts. That's where growth begins for you. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you know, and then you're taking steps to, you know, to get better, to treat people better, to set boundaries for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, right here, you don't cross this, brother. You don't cross this. Like, I'm not accepting anybody treating me this way right here. This line right here, you can't cross it, man. You can't cross this line, because I'm not cool with that. And when people cross the line, because you're training people how to treat you. You know what I'm saying? How you treat yourself is how people are going to end up treating you. So when people cross this line right here, bye. You know what I'm saying? Bye. Get out of my life. You know what I'm saying? And you got to stick with that. You got to stick with knowing and trusting yourself that, look, this is a person that wasn't in my life before, and I was fine. So if you extrapolate out, you know, if they weren't in my life before and I was fine, then them being in my life or not being in my life, now I'm gonna be fine after. So I think that's where, you know, trusting in yourself, respecting yourself, that's where that comes in as far as your constitution. So now we have lesson number 6. Keep promises you've made to yourself. This is how you build trust and confidence with you. It's how you build trust and confidence with you. For me, how do I build trust and confidence? If I say I'm gonna go to the gym, guess what? I'm going to the gym. Some days I go to the gym twice, because you know what I'm saying? Hey, I be pulling up to the gym all black. It's the gym's funeral today. I'm going in to kill the weights. The weight's not fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my language. The weight's not fucking with me, right? Today. So yeah, building trust with yourself, like set things to do for yourself and follow through. Because if you don't, if you don't follow through, every time you don't follow through, say I don't, I tell myself I'm gonna go to the gym, wake up at 7, I'm gonna go to the gym at 8, work out for an hour, hit the sauna, you know, do all the things, right? I wake up at 7. Oh man, I'm tired. I should go back to sleep. Boom, hit the snooze button, go back to sleep. What I did there is I just wrote a story, right? Because everybody's life is a book. I just wrote a line in my book of life that I don't do what I say I'm gonna do. And that might seem like a little small thing, but it's not, because you do it once, you're more likely to do it again, and do it again, and do it again. And you're just writing more and more lines that say, Rain doesn't do what he says he's gonna do. What does that mean? I'm not trustworthy. Because what do you think of somebody who says they're gonna do something for you, right? Says they're gonna do something and then they don't do it. They don't follow through. What do you think of them? You don't trust them. You can't trust their word because they're not doing what they say they're gonna do, what they set out to do, right? So the most important promise that you can keep is the one to yourself, not to anybody else, man. Like, if you can't keep your word to yourself, how can I trust you to keep your word to somebody else? You know? So keep your word to yourself. That's lesson number 6. I'm spitting right now. Damn. Lesson number 7 is don't fear change, embrace it. And the following is a passage from Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Frightened of change, but what can exist without it? What's closer to nature's heart? Can you take a hot bath and leave the firewood as it was? Eat food without transforming it? Can any vital process take place without something being changed? Can't you see? It's the same with you, and just as vital to nature. Preach, brother. So I feel like I used to be so scared of change, you know, like so scared of the unknown, or so scared of just like taking a leap of faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't trust myself at one point. And I'm not even talking about hella long ago, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about a year ago, maybe even 6 months ago. I didn't trust myself to take a leap of faith. So with the work I've been doing, you know, reading, journaling, asking myself inquisitive questions about myself, about, you know, trying to figure out who I am. And I'm not sitting here saying I know 100% who I am, but I'm way closer, you know what I'm saying? I'm way closer to understanding myself. And it's never gonna be at 100% because you're always changing, you're always evolving, you're always working towards, you know what I'm saying? The only thing you can ask for and work towards is, you know, that 1%, that 0.5% better of getting to know you. And yeah, like now I embrace change because, okay, I'm finna get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, something's finna change in my life, and I feel that everything happens for a reason. So if something changes in my life, even if I don't understand it right now, that's okay. I have faith. I have faith in myself. I got faith in him. You know what I'm saying? I got faith in the man upstairs that everything is happening for a reason, that everything is, maybe I'll look back one day and be like, that's why that happened. So that I could tell my kid this, or I could tell, you know, my son, I could tell my son this, look son, this is what I went through when I was 20 years old. Daughter, you know what I'm saying? My daughter, can't wait to meet you. My son, I can't wait to meet you. But yeah, like this is what this means in relationships. Like everything that I'm going through now at 20 they're all things that I'm gonna eventually be able to explain to my kids. Like, look, this is how life is, or this is what you do in this situation. So I embrace change. I'm excited for change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm putting myself in situations where I'm expected to change. You know what I'm saying? Like I started jujitsu a little bit over a year ago. Like, I was going through a tough time then, and it was hard for me to get out of bed. And I told myself I need to do something. You know what I'm saying? I have to have something that I can get better at physically. And I'm so glad I made that decision. Was it scary? Yeah, I didn't know these people. I walked in like, I have no idea what's going on, you know what I'm saying? And now I've changed to the point where I'm comfortable with how my body works in space. That sounds kind of weird, but if you've done jiu-jitsu, you probably understand, or any martial art. It's like, you don't fully understand, you know, what your body can do. So when I started jiu-jitsu, was that a change for me? Yes. And now I'm better because of it. And things that you don't necessarily want to happen, that happen to you, right? Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Shout out Mama G, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Mama G, that's what she told me. Love you, Mama G, if you watching this. But yeah, embrace change. Don't fear change, man. Don't fear change. It's all good. It's all happening for you. Things that happen, I know I just said like everything happens for a reason, right? So things that happen to you or are not happening to you, they're happening for you. But they're also prescribed for you. These things are prescribed for you. Things that happen, it could be losses in family and relationship, friends, loss of a job. These are all prescribed for you. These are all things that are happening for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how come two people can go through the same thing and have completely different experiences? It's because of right here. If I go through something, same situation as somebody else, and I know in my head, this is prescribed for me. This is happening for the betterment of myself, the betterment of humanity, of nature. What do you think my outcome is going to be? You think it's going to be negative? Hell no. Because my perspective is a positive one. Now there could be somebody else who goes through the exact same shit. And what do they think? Oh man, why does this always happen to me? Like, nothing ever goes right for me. One, you know what I'm saying? Bro, if you say that, guess what? It's true. If you say that, it's true. If you think that things happen because, oh, I'm unlucky, you're right, bro. You're right. And that's how life is going to be for you. That's the lens that you see in life through. So think of life like this. Everything is happening for me. Everything is happening for the betterment of myself, my family, whatever it is, right? My future family, things that I can't even see yet. Things I can't even see yet. That's everything is happening for me, for us. You know what I'm saying? So embrace change. Don't be scared of it. Everything is prescribed for you. Everything was spun long ago. Everything is woven together. Everything connects. Like, everything is happening for you, brother. Everything. And sister. I know some ladies watching this. You know what I'm saying? I know some ladies watching this. Lesson number 8 is life isn't all about work. When you die, you probably won't look back at every deadline you managed to make. You'll think about the memories you made and life you built with the people you love most. Invest in your relationships. Oh, I used to reach out. I'm guilty as charged, bro, when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? In high school, I got into a relationship when I was 14, on and off for, I think like a year and a half. While I was with her, that was it. That was my sole focus. I forgot about my friends. I stopped spending time with my friends. And it's like, I lost years of my life. You know what I'm saying? Years of my life as far as building relationships because I was so focused on this. And I'm guilty, bro. I'm guilty. But now again, like, I'm aware of that. I'm aware that, look, these relationships, when I die, when I'm on my deathbed, bro, how much money I made, that's not what I'm gonna be thinking about. I hope when I die that it's my wife, my kids are all in the room, and I hope, you know, I'm sure there'll be crying, there'll be tears, but I hope nobody is, right? Because they'll be able to look at me and say, he lived a life of love, like full of love, where he took care of the people around him. He raised good children, right, in a loving way, in a caring way. He was an amazing husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was an amazing friend, an amazing son. That's what I care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want people to be able to say about me. And when I'm on my deathbed, I want the room packed with people who I care about, who care about me. So invest in those relationships. Spend time with your friends. Work is important. You know what I'm saying? You have to make a living so that you can live. Work is important. I'm not saying it's not important at all. But understand that your life satisfaction is really based on, 1, your romantic partner, and 2, the friends you keep, and 3, you know what I'm saying, spending time with family. Like, when I think about the most joyous moments in my life, it's always the time that I spend with my family, laughing, joking, free stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hugging each other, telling each other we love each other. The most recent time this happened was Christmas Eve. You know, I went to Anaheim and it's all my cousins and we're playing White Elephant, and it's like, in those moments, take a stop, you know what I'm saying? Like, observe, like, damn, like, I'm really here. One, we really here, you know what I'm saying? I know you look in the mirror sometimes, you be like, damn, I'm really here. You really here, bro. Like, you're here and you're surrounded by people who love you. And if you're not, that's okay too. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself out there. Find your people. There are people that think like you, and people who don't think like you that you'll get along with. We're compatible with so many people. You know what I'm saying? It's okay if you don't have your tribe yet. That's fine. But you'll get there. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta put a little bit of the work in, and yeah, you'll find the people who are meant for you, and the people who are meant for you will find you. So invest in your relationships and have fun in this life. It's long, but it's short at the same time, you know. Lesson number 9. This is a framework that's helped me through difficult times. And that could be in relation to like missing a past life or missing your past self even. I don't know if you know this. But you can grieve the loss of your past self. You can grieve the person you used to be. You could be going through the 5 stages of grief with the person that you used to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know that, but you might be going through that right now. I'm just letting you know. I'm trying to make sure you're aware. This is the framework that I use that helped me through difficult times. Memories aren't real. The only thing that is graspable is the now. So be where your feet are and find joy where you are now, today. Find joy where you are now, today. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm sure we've all looked back in our camera rolls at times where we thought we were happy. Again, our memories play tricks on us. Remember I said there's been times where I've looked back 2 months and been like, damn, I wish I felt like that. And I look back in my journal and I was experiencing a lot of the same feelings, right? The same like down emotions, I guess. So our memories play tricks on us, okay? When we look back to the future, sometimes we look at the positive, sometimes we look at the negative, but memories aren't real. The past isn't real, the future isn't real. It's not, I can't touch it. Can you touch the past? Can you put your hands on the past? You might go to sleep and dream of some shit that happened before, or maybe you're somebody's in your dream that you used to know, or maybe you used to be with, or whatever the case may be, right? But can you feel that? Can you feel that? Can you feel the future? No, you can't. The only thing you can feel is right now. Look, when I'm touching right now, this is the only thing that I could feel right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm really here right now. But I can't touch the past. It's not real. So I think that idea has helped me get through difficult times. Maybe I'm ruminating or missing my past self or past life. And when I say past life, I'm saying maybe you getting out of a breakup and you miss you know, memories and parts of that life that you found fulfilling or that made you happy. And I understand, I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to move on from those things, but the only way you get to let go and move forward is to realize the only thing I got is right now. You know what I'm saying? And your now might not be enjoyable. Your right now might suck, man, and I feel it. Trust me, I feel it. I've had times where now I'm like, bro, I could be anywhere but right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could be anywhere but right now. So I understand that feeling. But you have to have faith, man. You gotta have faith in yourself. You gotta have confidence in yourself to know that, look, now might suck. Now might fucking suck bad. You know what I'm saying? But I trust in me to navigate through it all. And I trust in myself to figure it all out. And things do get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a bad emotion, just remember this, is that history has shown that anytime that you have felt bad, if you just waited long enough, you felt good again. Those positive emotions came back. So as far as, you know, learning how to let go of the past and be present in the now, is you have to understand that the only thing that's real is right now. The only thing that's real is right here, baby. It's the only thing that's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, let's go on to the next. This is the last one. This is the last one. I hope this is helpful. I hope y'all subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how this might only get like 15 views. I don't care. I might start doing this. Whoa. Drink, get it to me. Alright, nah. My birthday is on Friday. Today is Wednesday. I'm turning 21. I'm not saying I'm the smartest person on earth, you know what I'm saying? But I hope that that through my life experiences, the things that I've learned, I hope maybe I can teach you something, or maybe there's something that can help you get through whatever you're going through right now. I'm sure like everybody goes through things, you know, so hopefully I can give you a tool, maybe multiple tools to help you unpack what you're going through, or maybe something you go through in the future, or maybe help you understand your feelings towards the past. So this is the last one. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning into a YouTuber, y'all. Damn. Okay. Lesson number 10. Be patient with yourself. This is your first time going through life, so be kind to the child inside of you. I think this is one I really struggle with, and I'm sure there's some of y'all, like, I make music. This is going on my music channel, but like, I make music and sometimes I'm really hard on myself. You know what I'm saying? That's not good enough. That's not good enough. And I think it's helpful to a certain extent, right? It's like, I want things to be quote unquote perfect. You know, I have a certain standard for myself and I try to hit that standard, but I used to beat myself up for not hitting that standard. Now, to me, what success is doing the thing, right? There was a painter, I forget the painter's name. I'm not even gonna lie, but he had put out all these paintings, right? And his whole life, he was dirt poor, bro. Dirt poor. He dies, guess what? All his paintings blow up. He's a genius now. He's a genius now, right? He's like, oh, great, one of the greatest artists of all time, the greatest painters of all time. So let me ask you this. When was he successful? When was he considered a success? Was it when he died? Or was it when he was doing the thing? Was it when he was making those paintings? When was he successful? You know, so don't be so hard on yourself. Maybe change your definition of what success is. And if you're doing the thing, maybe you're already successful. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Hopefully you enjoyed the first episode. If you got a drink, so I hope you had a snack this whole time, but if you had a drink, cheers me. You know what I'm saying? The life getting better. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna say that again. I don't know what I'm gonna name this yet, but I was thinking maybe All in All, the All in All podcast. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out, you know what I'm saying? But if you got any ideas for names, drop them in the comments, maybe. Help a brother out, you know? But yeah, I hope y'all have a blessed rest of your day, and this was fun. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all next time.